drop very soon. I don't know if it's going to be this month. I don't know if it's going to be Q4, whatever it is. I think that's happening. And partially is a lot of people realizing that they're trying to be early to something, right? Not early to pump fund, right? Pump fund's already in the billions, but early to the next rotation. And I think it's becoming a little bit more consensus, or people are more open to the idea that the next rotation will be, let's just pump money back into meme coins if perp dexes and everything else kind of fade for a little bit. It's interesting to see. I would not have guessed that pump would be, I did not catch that trade, that pump would be one of the leaders on this bounce. Up 15% is pretty damn good when it had almost no mind share last week. It's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, as the chat was talking about earlier, asking about if we're still set for the show on Friday. Yes, still planning for that. Still planning for that. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on what we're going to do with this, but the biggest thing that I've realized is it's just going to take a little bit longer to build everything again for me than I would like. It's just taking longer to get YouTube rolling, to get the podcast rolling. Being offline for so long is just not ideal. Not ideal. But can't do anything about it now, but get back up to speed. Yeah, I want to look at the pump fun stuff from Kathy Wood. S'more said focusing on, let's see. Said focusing on live stream interviews, recycling those for YouTube podcasts alleviates the workflow. It does. It does. Partially it's a workflow thing. Partially I just think it's the best way to get way more eyeballs on it, right? Like everyone's doing live podcasts or live shows. It just works really well. It does. The other thing I've realized is like doing a segment here, it's weird. Maybe as this grows and maybe as I get better again at like just producing YouTubes and figuring out what works and like super fast with thumbnails and everything else is super tuned in, it'll probably be easier to make just regular videos here. But like the first two I posted and I've recorded like 5 seconds from here, they just aren't good enough, in my opinion, to post. They're just not good videos. Like it's weird to go into YouTube mode like with you guys and be like, this is what we're going to talk about. Like it's a weird thing on a live stream because I'd rather be more real on here and just like look at what's interesting. So for me, I still do think there is a way to make it work, because if you look at all the biggest YouTube channels, like, you know, that cover this kind of stuff, especially like finance entertainment, valuetainment, PBD, all the political stuff, like the way that they make all their videos is they do a live stream for a couple hours, they get 5 videos out of it, whatever else. Like I know that works. I just don't have a system for it yet. Like I'm just not good at it yet. But ideally, I would like to do both, right? Like if I could get a video or 2 videos every single day from the stream that I can then post to YouTube and those videos do well, then yeah, that's the giga bullish scenario for the stream. I'm just not there yet, is what I've realized. Like I'm so rusty on YouTube. Still very rusty on Twitter too. Incredibly rusty on the podcast and everything. Just like production. Why not hop on live stream to exclusive stream content sometimes? Yeah, that makes sense too, right? Like, that's kind of what I was thinking, is basically the thing is, I guess I'm not doing a good job explaining it, but here's the challenge with it. S'more is ideally, yes, that was my original plan. And I do think that like, I will find a way to make that work, but just being so rusty still and like how to make a good video, being good at like this again, just like being able to churn out a video that gets thousands of views, is it just takes like a lot of, it's just going to take so many reps. And so like, I mean, weeks, months of me like continuing just to be in the flow of information and talking to people and getting everything out, Twitter rolling and all that. It's just going to take a while for me to like get really good at it again. And so, yeah, in an ideal world, And like, I think the other thing too is I'm real like just having systems for having 2 or 3 segments ready to go every single day, you know, whatever else. Right now, it's just taking me too long to do everything. And so, like, if I want to do 2 segments for this before I go live, I would basically have to spend like from the second I wake up until the second I go live, like getting all the web pages ready, getting all the tweets ready, basically getting the show ready. And it's just not any faster than if I were to like record this off stream. So I'll eventually get to that point where it's like, hopefully I can do, you know, I hop on, we rip 2 segments. Kathy would have talked about Pump Fund. This is what it's doing to the Pump Fund chart. This is why it's bullish, price, you know, all that. Like I would love to be able to do like, just hop on, rip 2 segments, push those to YouTube and then keep it moving. I'm just not good at everything yet. HDY, God, I might really have to rethink having the chat live. Having the chat live on stream if we're going to get messages like that. But yeah, S'more, that's obvious. That's like the, I mean, that's why basically when I saw Pump Fun and I view this as a streaming platform, for me, that's the big opportunity is if I can find a way to be good at that again, YouTube, be super fast with it. I'm just 100x too slow with everything on Twitter and YouTube and the podcast still. It's just give me a little bit of time to get up to speed. It's a slow grind. It really is. It's a slow grind. But you know, the only way out is through. Like you just have to keep going. I think focusing on live pod's going to drive more attention to the content segments later on anyway, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I see both. For me, it's just like I'm focusing on all of it. And I know that I'm not going to be good at a lot of this stuff off the bat. It's basically a journey. You guys are basically watching the journey of can I go from being super washed and taking 6 months off and focusing on other things and trying to build a poly market interface and trying to like, basically in my head, I was like, you know, I've done this for so long. Everyone's just kind of focused on meme coins. I don't really know what I find interesting. And in my head, I was like, I'm just going to build something. I want to build like a trading platform, but for prediction markets. And I spent months doing that and that kind of fizzled out. And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And so now the journey is basically like, why did I take all that time off? I should have never done that. My portfolio would be 100x bigger. It's the first year I really did that in like 7 or 8 years of like, and now it's, I guess, yeah, for you guys who have been in the stream every single day, it's like watching the journey of can I go from super washed? Can I make a comeback? It's cool to have you guys in here as I kind of like brainstorm and struggle my way through this shit again, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't insanely hard as I'm trying to figure all this out again. But you guys are watching it live, so it's cool. I'm still very, very glad. I think you're being a little hard on yourself. A lot of us appreciate what you're doing so far, original and authentic. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I am hard on myself, but that's like the reality. Like if you don't have a job and this is basically your life, is like, how do I make businesses work? How do I grow on Twitter? How do I grow on YouTube? It's like you have to. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself, but I always am. I just used to be very good at like a lot of this shit, and it feels like as I get back, it's like, God, I'm just so rusty. I am so washed. Like it's insane. No aura, no motion. My brain is moving slow. I haven't talked to so many people in a long time. I feel like I ghosted them. I feel bad about that. It's just like, yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things, but you guys get to witness the journey of can I go from very washed to building a business here. One thing that was pretty cool, you guys will get to see live. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this stream yet, but you guys might have seen this. You might have not. Check this out. I got invited to the $1 million trading competition on synthetics. So we will stream some of that here. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I think doing some kind of live trading here will be really fun. And maybe that becomes like a segment I do on here until I figure out the YouTube stuff again, until I figure out how to be good at YouTube. It's not like fully live yet. Like people are they're just announcing all the traders. But this is going to be pretty big. I think it's 100 of us. So like, Ansem is in, Cred is in. Actually, I don't know if Cred is in, but Ansem, Donald, Sonic. I mean, you have so many people. Keyboard Monkey. Who else? Who else? Degen Spartan is coming back to do this. It's kind of insane. Gainsy's going to be in it. And there's going to be 100 of us. I don't know how long the competition will be. Maybe it'll be a month. Maybe it'll be a couple weeks. But it's a trading competition, and whoever gets first place wins $1 million. Maybe something I could do for the stream. If I win, which who the fuck knows if I win. I think my first week back, I've had one trade that actually did well. XPL, Aster, everything else. God, I bought those way too early. Those nuked. VVV nuked. My first week back watching everything nuke was like, welcome back to crypto. But yeah, this will actually be really fun. If I win, maybe I do something cool where maybe we find a way to reward some of the people who have been vibing this first couple weeks. You guys kind of watching my comeback. $1 million though, that'd be nice. It'd be a nice little bonus. But yeah, it's cool that we got the invite. And we'll see. We will see how we do. We'll see how we do. If I can lock in. God, that'd be such a fucking amazing comeback. That'd be one way to really boost just going back to Twitter and the podcast and everything, is if I can do well in this comp. Win $1 million. Holy shit. We can still have a very good Q4, boys. We can still have a very good Q4. So that'd be cool. I plan to stream some of that, and I got to figure out a way to like. I guess I could even interview some of the people in the trading competition. There's going to be some cool content opportunities out of that. Also, just like live trading on here. I'll figure out how we're going to do that. If I'm like allowed to do that. If I have to be in Mexico, wink, wink. If I have to be in Palau. I guess since it's a DEX, you're allowed to trade on it, right? That's always also been the problem, is like on YouTube and Twitter and a lot of things, you can't actually show yourself trading. A lot of the platforms all of us have traded on for 5 years, you're not even allowed to trade on from the US. That's always funny. Let me pull up the Cathie Wood pump fund stuff. Kind of wild to see. One of the biggest traditional, TradFi investors, one of the most famous TradFi investors that's really only ever been bullish like Bitcoin and ETH, is now hyper bullish pump fund, and specifically pump fund streaming. That's pretty big news. I'm going to pull that up. 1 second. Where was that? Mm-hmm. Where was that, dude? Check this out. This is Cathie Wood. You guys know Cathie Wood, right? Cathie Wood right here. One of the most famous Tesla investors, Bitcoin investors, not really a crypto Twitter person, but Cathie Wood. Yeah, exactly. I would. Came out and said that pump fund, and specifically pump fund streaming, could restructure the creator economy. That's wild. Here's the thing. It really doesn't change my view on pump fund streaming. But it makes it a little bit funnier that so many people have written off like pump fund streaming. This is insane. They should just do meme coins. This is all a scam. And you have her, who's in charge of billions of dollars. Like, this goes through, they sit down in a big board meeting with their suits on. What should we invest in? What's going to be big? What's the future of tech? All that. And one of the biggest things they focused on, number 5 on their list, was pump fund streaming. Debuting in early 2024, and they walked through the entire history of pump fund and how they've moved on to a new model of pump fund and streaming. That is wild. That is really, really cool to see.